So we just had a slight interruption there to our coverage, so apologies to everyone for that. But we're back with you. And Jack Strawhorn has got a draw here to lie 3. After a run back attempt from James Craig, didn't quite manage to clear the rings as he had intended.
Yeah, good chance for them to get back in the game now.
Needs this to finish and tuck as much as possible around the guard, which does well. And decision time for James and Robin.
Yeah, it's finished in quite a nice spot.
So did you see what they elected to call there?
They were looking at the first call. I think was just a kind of tap back, set in front of the blue. I'm not sure they've gone away from that, so we'll find out when they come out the hack at a completely different speed to what we expected to do. Run back.
I don't know much, but I know that's not a draw.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Stage second shot, which is a pretty handy place to be.
Yeah, and not an easy place to remove, so Jack sensibly just calling the draw around here. Try and get some stones built up behind the guard, and I guess if they get the chance to deal with that one on the wing with a precise takeout later, then that's nice.
That's a bonus.
This looks really nice weight. Again, seeing that big finish, and unfortunately just sneaking behind the tee line, which maybe opens up an opportunity for Robin Monroe to get a draw in there and really limit the scoring.
Yeah, it's not coming out of there. If you can get into that pocket, it's going to stay there. There's quite a steep angle on the 2 stones, so it might blast out, but it's not going to be an easy one to get out of there, certainly.
This is probably the 3rd or 4th stone we've seen this end that's hanging quite wide on this line. I think maybe just slightly straighter than it has been in previous sessions.
Yeah, you're right. It's not getting the finish there. Got the shot for the 3.
Amy underway just with this barrier weight takeout. Looking to score 3 here and half the deficit. Just take a wee moment, see where that lands, and just roll slightly too far. So that's just a score of 2 for Strawhorn Mitchell. And that takes the score to 6-2 after 3 ends. Amy Mitchell gets another way here in the 4th end. Again, catching the curl on that side of the sheet, and just over curling, clipping the guard, which isn't a great result for Amy here.
Do you think Amy and Jack's tactics are the same? Do you think they go quite hard for a steal, or do you think there's not that much difference between a steal and a force in mixed doubles, is there? So.
No. And you need to remember that they have got their power play to use at some point, but I think a steal force situation here would be good for them, and then make good use of their hammer instead in the last end. That was a lovely shot from Robin, though. Really, James and Robin have control of the 4-foot now. And that'll ask the question of Jack and Amy. Jack looking to navigate his way through the port. A huge sweep from Amy. Just clips it. But it's still going to end up in a usable position, I think. Just slips to the back of the 4-foot. So close there to...
Really close, isn't it? Really close. It's just that slight grind when you're down, isn't it? Just always feel you're just getting the wrong rub somewhere, and it's just turning that round. And yeah, we spoke about it earlier in the day, that potential early use of a power play just to flip things round a little bit and change things up.
Have heard of a team using the power play in the first end.
Fairly confident of the ice with the practice before it? Or?
Yeah, it was my team when we gave up a steal.
How did the rest of the game go?
Yeah. Using your power play in the first end means you don't have to play all the ends usually.
Were you playing last stones on that one? So you can't even throw your playing partner under the bus?
Nope.
Nope.
Fairness, it was my idea to use the power play in the first end. So.
That is the nice thing about mixed doubles, it's still not fully developed. It's getting there now, but it was the nice thing about it a few years ago that there were quite a few different ways to play it. I suppose that falls into that category of trying something.
James finding the curl here. Just squeaking past the guard, and really nice stone just to draw into the top 8 foot. Jack will have a wee look at these angles. I think there's probably a way to lift a lot of these reds out of there, if not all of them. But they could also, the way the ice is swinging, they probably could still draw around that off-centre guard. And
certainly a good swing on it anyway, so I think you're probably right with that one.
there's a good shot from Jack there, managing to lift 2 of the reds out of there. Bit of damage limitation.
The downside is it's opened up the 4 foot a little bit, and I didn't see the call here, but what would you be playing here?
I think you need to come round one of those guards.
Which one?
The one on the left-hand side of the sheet. A few little technical gremlins sneaking in to the commentary booth today. Sorry about that one. Oh, I think we've had a pick-up here. Just took off.
Just stopped that one, didn't it?
Now, is there a port here?
It's going to be pretty tight, isn't it? In terms of trying to stick around as well with the shooter.
He did talk about rolling to the left as we look at it now. I think it's extremely difficult, but potentially rolling to the right hand side is possible for Jack here.
I guess we'll find out.
This is really starting to curl. It's a big sweep required from Amy. Unfortunate that was so close to being a perfect shot.
That was really close, and so often the case, isn't it? Really close is almost the worst result. Really unlucky there.
So James was just trying to draw around here, but seems to have misjudged the line a little bit and actually has promoted one of the blue stones into second shot position. So he won't be too happy with that outcome.
He's got a stone in, I think, roughly the place they were looking for it, but the wrong colour.
Yeah. Does take away the open hit that Amy had there, and maybe an opportunity for a tap on that blue now for Amy.
I think it's definitely there, isn't it? There's swing inside to out as well, so. Certainly what we're looking at.
Amy Mitchell here in the fourth end with the last stone without hammer. Trying to limit the scoring potential for Monroe and Craig. This tap up, line looks really close.
It's good.
What an excellent shot from Amy Mitchell.
It's a great shot. I think there is a route through to it, but it's a really tough shot. Can hold the shooter for a 3.
Potentially, but it's whether it's worth it.
Yep.
Maybe you're better just to pick that out there. You're 4 up, go 6 up. You don't need to be risking with any guards or anything. Would be my thoughts.
Yeah, keep the simple shots. I don't think it was a simple shot here, to be fair, but yeah, playing this one down week certainly makes it a lot harder, I would have thought.
Yeah, she's going for quite a big weight here. It's hanging wide. That's a miss from Roman Monroe. Gives the steal to Strawhorn Mitchell. And they continue to eat into that deficit. Score now, Craig Monroe 6, Strawhorn Mitchell 3 after 4 ends. So we move into the second half of the game. Craig Monroe with a 3-shot advantage over Strawhorn Mitchell. Amy Mitchell just slight overcurl on that come around attempt, clip the guard, but it did spill into the rings, so not too bad. Robin Monroe now just trying to draw down into the 4-foot.
Pretty good job of that. Just a touch short for perfect. Touch long, sorry, for perfect shot.
A nice draw there from Jack, right down into the 4 foot. It's a really nice shot, James, right down on top and limits that scoring area. Will take control of the scoring area with Hammer, and there's definitely a tap back available to lie a bundle there.
Some quite nice angles on that slightly lonely looking blue at the moment. That's pretty good though.
Yeah.
Helps anyway. Makes any run back tap up a little bit trickier. Should be looking for a way to open this up.
I think so. I do quite like what James is calling here. Just playing this double and then you'll sit open, which is then runnable in. Runnable? Is that a word?
It is now.
Because I don't think the guard's necessarily the stone that's hurting you, it's the stone that Jack just played.
Yeah.
Is he going to catch enough of this?
Just wondered, just about to say that, I wonder if he could get to the underside of that.
So that was quite a nice result.
It is, apart from the Reds are all back T now, so
Yeah.
gives the Reds a good chance to get a red stone right on top of that now. Sorry, blue stone on top of that red stone. This could be quite a key shot in terms of the game and how momentum moves from here on.
See that taking that late curl.
Good shot.
Really good shot. And really making Robin and James think here. Do line one at the moment, I believe.
it won't take an awful lot to change that, though, I don't think. I think there's enough room to get it to second shot. So they've got to be a little bit careful they don't go chasing something and find themselves in an awkward spot.
You should remember there are 3 up here. Giving up a steal one's not a disaster. Just taking one's a good result.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Restores the lead. Both teams still have power play, so there's no disadvantage or advantage there. Not quite sure what settled on here.
So they might just be drawing down onto that. They did talk about drawing onto the back one, but I think they're just going for the one that Jack just threw.
Yeah, I think so.
That was a good shot from James. Just get a feeling this might turn into one of these ends where everyone's quite happy.
Everybody breathes a sigh of relief. What Jack's just pointed out with his brush was my immediate thought of basically seeing again right onto the nose of it, but just try and tap it every stone 2 inches.
Yeah, unlock the back end slightly on the very back end,
Yeah.
and then do, yeah. Line's quite high here. Jack must feel this needs to go for weight. That's a really nice shot from Amy. Potentially the draw's there for Robin, but not a lot of space to get to.
As you say, it's a nice shot that's kind of not quite what they were planning, but it's missed it in the right way. It's cut that drop path down a little bit more.
Really close attempt from Robin here. James thinks it's good for two. But then he would say that.
He's going to claim it, isn't he? Really nice draw, though.
So we have a measure.
Umpire will have to get out his chair. I was about to comment on him. He was half asleep. Kenny Murray, I think, was beside the sheet. First glance, I would say red. Standard excuse that my contact lenses are due a change. So.
Yeah, it does look quite red.
Kenny must have negotiated to stay in his chair.
Oh, a little bit of discussion.
Friendly, I'm sure.
Umpires are never anything but friendly. Blue beats red.
As I say, contact lines changed due, so we'll just bring that forward a week for me.
So the score after 5 ends is 7-3 to Craig Monroe. Both teams have their power play remaining. And no one has chosen to use their power play here, which is interesting.
Were you expecting that?
Yeah, I think I was.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I thought they might have thrown the power play this time.
Slightly light there from Robin. Catches the guard. So huge opportunity really when the first player does that. Amy's done it a couple of times this game just to for the other first player to get one round and have one at the front and the back of the forefoot.
Yeah, and the key part of this being the front of the forefoot.
Really nice throw from Amy. She's really found her weight in the second half of this game.
As you said, previous ends, it makes such a difference getting that first stone just exactly where you want it. Being ultra picky, might have wanted it maybe a stone shorter, but I think you would take that before you play it.
Yeah. And that's why you maybe want it slightly higher now. James is able to come in and lie second shot by resting against it.
And again, just a little bit of control over the top of the forefoot.
Really big sweep from Amy there. Just getting caught with how much it's been curling. Excellent swingy ice for mixed doubles, but just getting caught a wee bit today.
That's the hardest one to judge, isn't it? Coming off that kind of edge of forefoot, or trying to get around the guard on the edge of the forefoot line. Just out into ice that's not really being played on.
Yeah, you throw the draw to the draw around the centre guard all week, and then a guard gets plonked there slightly off the line, and it's guesswork really.
Even if you throw that in practice, it's still going to have changed an hour later. So.
See how much this curls with the hog line in. It's on that corner guard at the hog line, and then sweeping to get past the centre guard.
Stone. It goes back to your previous point. They're managing the scoreboard now, aren't they? They're not bothered if they lose a 1 here. Losing a 2 is probably not a real issue. Obviously prefer not to, but look pretty good to force the 1 in the moment.
They'll be happy to get the hammer, use their power play, and try and extend their lead. And they've got Amy and Jack in a bit of bother here. Although they're line 1, they need to be scoring more than 1, so they're going to have to do something here to open it up.
Yeah, don't expect this to be a light one. It's an absolute belter from Jack. It's a great stone.
That's a stone that really keeps them in this.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost left stagger cards as well with that. Case of the same again here. Another one welded onto the top of it. A bit higher this one.
Yeah, it's not coming off that corner guard. James clearly not happy with that result. Allows the opposition the opportunity to draw in line 3 behind a bundle of guards.
The end certainly changed round in 2 stones.
Really need to hold the line here, though.
It's past.
Fantastic sweeping from AA.
It's a brilliant sweep and a brilliant shot as well.
So Robin and James looking just to come in, try and freeze the shot stone. You're 4 up. Do you like this call?
2 stones to go. Last stone.
I think this is Robin's
Yeah,
last
last
without
stone.
hammer.
I'm not sure there's much else, to be honest. Yeah, you could try that. You could try a run back. I think you touched on it before. You've got to. Every player's got to have the confidence to play it, though. That said, it's not a scenario where you're making the draw easier by playing the run back. It's open anyway.
So Robin comes up slightly short here, and this is a huge turning point in the game. Aiming with a draw for 4 and to level the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and quite a tight port to get through. We've seen them hang on that corner guard and then swing across. So you want to be fully T-weight here, I suspect, not top 8.
Yeah. Looks like it's got the weight. Just needs to probably just catch into one of them. Which it looks like it's going to. And that looks like a score of 4 indeed for Strawhorn Mitchell. And we have a game in our hands.
That's why we love mixed doubles, isn't it?
7-7 after 6. Both teams with their power plays still to be used. So we're in for a...
2 power plays.
This is going to be a cracking conclusion to this game. So we rejoin the game. In the 7th end, we have been corrected. That it was actually only a score of 3 in the 6th end. However, still massive in terms of how this game's going to play out. And we're seeing our first power play of the game. So Robin and James will be doing all they can to maximise the power play. And a score of 2 or more will really put the pressure on Jack and Amy in their power play.
You kind of feel you certainly want the, obviously you want 2 in the power play, but would you be a bit nervous? Nervous is the wrong word, but being 2 or 3 up. It's still a big ask, isn't it? It's not a power play, isn't a gimme for a big end.
The other option, of course, is we know that Amy and Jack still have their power play, so perhaps James and Robin might elect to give them one.
Take Hammer down the last. I'm going to suggest drawing around that top 12 stone probably means they thinking that.
Get the opportunity to lie 3, you'll always take that.
Yeah, there's always a temptation element, isn't there?
I've had a message from someone who is diligently watching, and they point out correctly that the stone that Jack tapped their own stone out of play, and of course in mixed doubles, first 5 stones that should have been replaced. I was thinking because it was the same colour, it didn't matter, but it does. So, but it's up to the players to...
Are you about to run down and...
No. It's up to the players to make that observation, but just if there's any other eagle-eyed viewers spotted that one yet, that is the correct thing to do.
I was going to say you should give credit, but maybe it's more of a name and shame, so that would be unfair.
Yeah, when you see the name, doesn't need any more credit. This power play looking pretty good for Robin and James, drawing into lie 3 here. This one's got some legs. Jack will see that one through the rings. So where's the best place for Jack to go here? Do you think he plays take out, or?
I think he does, doesn't he? I think you make the attempt to roll to the other side as well. If you roll out, it's not a disaster. At this stage, you're probably limiting the damage to a 2, which you've got a chance of scoring a 4 in the power play, so. Big roll here would be perfect for him.
I mean, we said you've got a chance to score in 4. They have a chance to score 4 without the power play. They've really come onto their game in the second half, so be exciting to see how this game wraps up, because it's going to go down to the wire.
Yeah, and credit to them for that, because it didn't look like that for the first half of the game.
James is going to get this roll now. Is he going to roll too far? Ooh. Does it hang on?
I'm going to say out for 2 reasons. I think the overhead just shows it out, and Jack's initial reaction was to draw, which I think if it was still in, he would be hitting that.
So another big opportunity here. A corner freeze here, and it's probably getting the force.
Corner freeze here, and they're possibly favourites for the game.
Hanging wide a little bit. Weight looks pretty close. Just slips too far. So Robin Munro here with the last stone of the 7th end with the power play, looking to hit the 8 foot with this draw for 2. James on that straight away. Doesn't look too panicked, just guiding that down.
Yeah, he's keeping it clean really, isn't he?
He's happy with that. And that's 2 shots to Craig Munro to take a 9-6 lead. And I think we will be seeing the power play in response. So as expected, we're seeing the power play here, and Robin Munro is going to be playing what is known as the chop. Not able to remove any stones from play, but moving this one about to take it off the guard line, and can then be removed from play later in the end.
Yeah, maybe just got out by the swing a little bit there, because it looked pretty good. Just curled on them a little touch, still a pretty good result.
Amy's trying to put this guard back. She's not quite found the curl in that line, and that's sometimes what we see. It's such an unfamiliar line to play. What you play down a power play that it's a little bit of guesswork even in the 8th end of the game. This will be the first time they've tried to throw down that line.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not in a bad spot though, but the shot stone's still open, so just puts a bit more pressure on the next stones.
James doesn't look too happy with this, but just a little deep. Maybe like that, maybe 5 foot higher in the rings.
Yeah, I think so. It's a good catch over there, isn't it? Come round the guard now and try and overbury a fraction.
Yeah. Close. Just need to get the line here, but the way it looks,
Perfect.
what was needed. Really nice shot. Be interested to know what your thoughts are on whether the second shot's the blue that Robin's at just now, or the red in the back right.
Too close to call. No, you get a hat trick of wrong guesses. It just makes it difficult to pick. Well, the question back, does that make it difficult to pick the tactics when you don't know?
Might be clearer from their point of view, but particularly in this end, you know exactly what the other team need to get to stay in the game. Can be quite difficult. If in doubt, hit it out. That's what James is trying. Catches the guard, but that's not a disaster.
No.
Jack just looking to replace the guard. It's in a fairly difficult spot for James to take the line away for both the two blue counters.
Is it long enough? It's not bad at that, is
I
it?
think that's a nice long guard. That's not in a terrible spot to try and take both of them away. Seems to have done the job. James now talking in the draw. Just think they've decided to play the draw.
Just not sure. I just think there's maybe a little bit of danger in the draw that you start building the end up again. Because I just wonder if that means that the red is definitely outcounting the blue. So by putting another red in there, it's making it hard. If the opposition then has to remove 2 red stones, that's going to be quite tricky to do. So.
The line's taken off here. Don't think they're going to get this past. Another one to add into the measurement mix.
Yeah. No, the only one who needs contact lenses changed. I think that one's. I would favour that red, I think.
Yeah.
But, I think unfortunately for Strawhorn Mitchell as well, the blues kind of line up now.
So this is Jack's last stone of his 3. So there's 2 more blue stones to come. They both really need to be counting.
I think that's got to be the assumption now that the reds are out counting. Clever little shot he's played there.
Yeah. Definitely.
Potentially in a position where if you hit, don't roll, it could be a double for the game. It could be a no-hit for the game, depending on how the measures are lying.
Still think the red just half behind the corner guard. I still think that's probably the 3rd shot. So Robin Monroe here with her last stone, without hammer. Looking for the takeout. Big sweep from James to try and make contact here. And that's a huge mistake from Robin Monroe. Giving Amy and Jack the draw for at least 3 here and guarantee at least the extra end.
Yeah. I think so.
Amy Mitchell with the last stone in the 8th end. Has to be fully in the 8 foot here to score at least 3, and then we'll wait for the outcome of the measures. Big sweep from Jack, trying to get it all the way down in there. Has it got the legs?
It's working that hard. I think it does though. It does. So 1,
That looks
2, definitely.
looks like that's just for 3, and we're going to have a whole extra end. Steal of 5 in the second end. Did you expect we'd be here?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
It's been some game of curling.
As I've said a few times, I think credit to coming back in and sticking with it.
Yeah.
Really easy just to not do that, but it is a national final, so it's not a bad game to stick in it.
So no power plays allowed in the extra ends, just regulation mixed doubles end.
Key for stone.
This looks like it's got the line. Has it got the distance? That's a really nice shot from Amy. Really come on to our game now.
Yeah. Who's your favourites now?
I think the stats have to show it would be James and Robin, but the momentum is with Jack and Amy, so interested to see how the dynamics play out in this one.
That was an excellent answer without picking. It's good. Be tough to pick, to be fair.
Fairly interesting end developing here. James just indicated he's going to play the peel and try and lift the blue on the left hand side as we look at it. Craig Monroe will be trying to turn this into your traditional defensive end of curling. There's still a few stones in there that can work to Amy and Jack's advantage.
Would you say the centre guard is long enough not to be a factor?
Well, he did look like when he went down the sheet he was going to play the peel, but he's obviously reconsidered that, and opportunity to come down and live shot stone. And we rub off there. That's all landed very nicely for him. A lot of granite there to be moved by Amy and Jack to be able to open up the button.
Again, it's that problem we've had all day when somebody's trying to steal that they need to open things up, but they really don't want to open things up.
high for line at the moment. Really high for line. Going to need to come off this blue to leaves it in a usable position.
Yeah, it might give them something to work with. It's the challenge of mixed doubles of running out of stones, of course,
Yes.
fairly quickly. Same again here.
Yes, I think so. I think they're just looking for something in the top of the 8 foot to lessen the options for Jack and Amy. And that run back of the centre guard, straight back at the moment, as a catcher. So trying to take that one away. Interesting.
Yeah.
A little heavy and just opened up the back in a little bit.
Yeah, maybe gives them an option.
I quite like the run back here.
Yeah. It was a shot that changed the end, a couple of ends ago.
The game,
Yeah,
for
the
being
game.
honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not quite getting the contact point right there. But it is opened up. James eyeing up this wee in off. If he was to make that and bump that blue out of there, there's not a lot left.
No, that's the game winning shot, isn't it? There's not going to be a shot really after that. You'd really like to move that blue. Certainly move the angles around somewhere. Because I think at the moment there's a fire it and see what happens. It might not be blue that comes out, but there's a chance that it would be blue shot. So I'm sure they'd like to move the angles around. Choosing to have a brush rather than a sweeper.
It's always an interesting one.
It's close. Very close. It's a good shot. I'll be honest, it might be my lack of imagination, but I just can't see a shot there on first look.
So I think I think you might be able to lift all three, but it's whether your shooter would still stay in the weight you would have to play to do that. But Scottish Championship final, always worth a go.
You don't walk off wandering, do you? Go.
So congratulations to James Craik and Robin Monroe, who are this year's Carl Billington Scottish Curling junior mixed doubles champions.
Yeah, played very well through that final.
Yeah, an excellent game of curling, and credit to both teams. It's been an enjoyable game to watch.
Yep, enjoyable game to watch and an enjoyable weekend. Thank you for doing the commentary, Maggie. Much appreciated. Last thank you to Cars Billington as well for sponsoring the entire event. It's been really good of them to do that. Hopefully helps get some of these games on the webcast as well. And yeah, we'll be back next year, I think. We should probably know that, but there we go. So thank you to everybody who's been watching. You'll be able to see more streams either on Scottish Curling or Dumfries Curling.